Okay, so I'm starting out on freshly washed and conditioned hair. I deep condition because I know I'm going to keep my hair put away for a little while. And so this section in the middle was sort of carved out so it could serve as my leave-in, and I'm just going to Bantu knot it so that it doesn't get in the way. Okay, so now I'm going to carve out a bit of hair on either side of my head, and this will just provide me some styling flexibility, and it'll allow me to pull my hair back without the wefts being visible to the eye. All right, so now that I've carved out my sections, you're just going to kind of begin the process of French braiding your hair. I'm not going to show you that, guys, because you're going to see these were some struggle French braids. It was bad. All right, so I'm going to start out just by installing the 3-clip weft, and you can see the hair. It isn't super thick, but it does thicken up as you begin to work with it. But yeah, so I start by opening up the clips, and don't laugh at my cornrows, y'all. I know it was a struggle. It was a struggle night. Like, I have these nails on. It was so difficult. But I do suggest you do more braids than what I did. Ideally, but yeah, these work just fine for my purposes. They won't be seen anyway. But I like to secure the middle clip first and then secure the clips on either side. I just feel like the clips are easier to work with that way. As you can see, the hair is very secure and it went in perfectly. So now I'm going to install the 4-clip weft. I cannot speak. I'm going to install that next. And what I like to do is use this 2-finger method. I don't know if that's a real method or not, but that's what I'm calling it. And install the middle clips first. And then you'll see me work my way out to the ends. I just feel like when you install the middle clip, it's easier to work with the ends, especially as the wefts get longer and longer, to make sure that you secure them evenly and you just have more control over things, I find. So periodically while installing them, I did use a little bit of my Elucence Moisture Balancing Conditioner. It's my all-time favorite conditioner. And I did use it on this hair because I absolutely loved this hair. And I want it to last a long time. So this hair is damp, so I'm going in and adding a leave-in conditioner so that I can keep the hair nicely moisturized before I add my stylers, which you'll see me do just a little bit later. Make sure you get the ends of the hair. Yeah. So now I'm going to move on to the 5-clip wefts. I can't say it. And this time I'm only going to open up the middle clips. I'm going to leave the ones on the ends closed. That's because this weft is long, and to me, maybe it's because I'm a novice and this is the first time I'm doing this, it's just easier to open those clips when I'm ready to install them. The longer the weft, I feel like you want to really position it to make sure it ends where you need it to end. For me, I wanted the end of the weft to meet the area just before the leave out on the side of my hair began. That way I didn't have to worry about the wefts being seen, and it was just a better, sort of installation, and I was able to avoid having any lumps or bumps in the hair and that sort of thing. The other good thing about, installing the middle section first is that you can play around with it and kind of see if you want to reposition things. I did that on one side of my head because I felt like it wasn't necessarily as even as I wanted it. And it allows you to just have more control over the overall process and reposition things kind of as you go. So don't hesitate to do that when you're installing these wefts. All right, so now I'm going to go in. There were two clip wefts, so I'm going to go ahead and install those. And I install those toward the back of my leave out section, just to make sure that I'm covering it and I get right up close to where my leave out would begin, because I didn't want a huge gap there. And then I'm going to take that second 2 clip weft and I'm going to install that on the opposite side of the head. And you'll see in a moment, I actually overlap the 2 wefts. The reason I do that is because I didn't want there to be like a gap in between where the wefts ended and you just saw like that gap in the hair or anything like that. I also didn't want the braids beneath it along the top to be visible at all. So, you know, it's kind of like curtains. You know how you overlap your curtains a little bit so you don't get that gap in the middle? That's essentially why I installed the wefts that way. So everything would just be seamless. And then they give you one final clip weft. I guess that's how you say it. And you can, I liked having the single clip weft because you could just put it where you want it to have more fullness. So I really liked that. All right, so now everything is installed and now it's time to begin to set the hair. And that is really, really critical to get a nice blend. So installation is complete. If you'd like to see how I blended my hair with the Afro Kinky Clip Ins, then please subscribe and stay tuned for part 2 of this tutorial. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you next time. Bye.